A very warm welcome to you and thank you for joining us on Health and Wellness. My name is Zaitun Ali and I'm so happy that you made time to tune in to yet an amazing show of Health and Wellness. Mimi sioni lakini najua mnaniona and it's such a good day to be here. And today's topic is about sleep apnea. And I know you're wondering, what is this? So it's related to sleep hygiene and snoring. Yes, all those people back there at home. And let me even tell you, first things first, I don't even have a guest, a testimonial to come and share about their sleep hygiene and how they snore. Juu labda huko partner amesema, hii kungorota imekuwa sana. And there's something about it that we are going to learn today in terms of your health and wellness. And joining me in studio, I have Dr. Ian Masharia. So he is an ENT and also a sleep medicine specialist from the Sleep Diagnostic Treatment Center. And he's going to share a lot about this condition. It is a disorder, sleeping disorder.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana. Thank you very much,
Yes.
Zaituni. And thank you, at least, for having me over here.
Karibu. And it's a topic, we were even talking with you before we went live, and we were saying this is a social stigma.
Yes.
Whereby, leo tunaanguka nayo mimi na wewe. People didn't want to come and talk about it. But even before we start, remember the WhatsApp line is 0759 434389. If you have any questions, just send it to us. Also find us on Instagram and Twitter at KTN Home and at Ali_Zaitun. Karibu Daktari.
Asante sana. Thank you very much. Yes.
Let us understand, what is this sleep apnea?
So sleep apnea is part of this bigger animal that we call sleep medicine. Sleep medicine is the newest branch of medicine. It's been around for maybe 40 years. So people have been saying we've been snoring all our lives. From tangu kitotoni, many years. But now they've realized, is snoring a bad thing? And even worse, do you have sleep apnea? Some patients who snore have sleep apnea, and that is the one that we are worried about.
So what is sleep apnea, to be specific?
So let's start with snoring first.
Okay.
So snoring is a sound that you make when you sleep.
An annoying one.
It's annoying. And it annoys your bed partner. So it's usually the bed partner who brings the person who snores.
Okay.
Now, not everyone who snores has any problem.
Yeah.
In about maybe 30% of patients who snore, they have what is called sleep apnea. So it's not just vibration, it's collapse of the tissues of the throat.
Yeah.
And then you can't breathe.
Okay.
And now that has ikona madhara nyingi sana. And it has a lot of impact in your life. So that is now where we come in as ENT surgeons, yes.
Okay.
So that's when ENT surgeon is talking about sleep.
Me, by the way, ENT, I just knew it's about upper throat,
Yes,
mapua kidogo,
tonsils,
not okay, but clearly it's a problem that arises from this...
From this upper airway. We call it the upper airway. From the nose all the way to the voice box.
Okay, what causes it?
So, number one, snoring is very common. I think maybe up to 50% of people have snored once in their life.
Yeah.
So it's very common. But habitual snoring may be only around 30%. And it's usually more men than women. Usually 4 times more men than women snore. So the men snore, the women bear the brunt. Those are the ones about 1 hour later.
For once,
Yes.
kuna ugonjwa yenye ikona more men than women, as we suffer a lot.
Yes, but remember the social effect is also for the women.
Okay.
And then now, a small percentage of those people who snore now have sleep apnea, where the throat collapses, they can't breathe, they have difficulty breathing at night, and they have daytime symptoms and nighttime symptoms that we can delve into and that we're able to diagnose. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, as you're talking about sleep apnea, does it have types? How does it manifest? What are the symptoms?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, usually, the bed partner comes and says, this person is snoring. So that alerts us.
Hakuna mwenye anajisemanga.
So there are 2 types. There's the one that comes. And anasema, he's feeling tired, fatigued, anasikia anataka kusinzia, he's feeling very sleepy during the daytime. He's feeling like his mood has changed. He's feeling that if he's in front of the wheel, he might sleep. He's in front of the laptop. He's just woken up, amelala 8 hours, but he's still feeling, I want to
Tired.
sleep.
Yeah.
So that is one person who comes. They come with excessive daytime sleepiness. Another one comes and says, my wife tells me that nangorota, nikilala, I'm choking up, naamka suddenly, and it's like I'm tossing and turning, and I'm not finding good. So usually it's one of those two that come, yes. So daytime symptoms and nighttime symptoms.
So wanaambiwa too, they're being told, you snore.
Yes.
But they're not aware about it.
But they're not aware about it, yes. And usually they come with a recording, naambiwa unangorota hivi.
Unaletewa
Kwa simu, that is very true. So sleep apnea is the actual disease. Snoring is just the sound. Sleep apnea is the disease that we get worried about, yes. Yeah.
But why more men than women?
So two reasons. Number one is that the throat is different for men and women. The throat is bigger, and number two, it collapses more when we sleep. Men sleep more. The throat collapses more when men sleep. So that's why it affects them more. And that's why now you'll get all these symptoms that come about. And it's very prevalent, and we're seeing it more and more. Yes.
And actually, I came across statistics that says the National Sleep Foundation reported that sleep apnea likely affects as much as 20% of the population, and it's been found that around 85% of individuals with sleep apnea don't know they have it. So part of this may be because the symptoms of the sleep apnea are somewhat general. Or
you can imagine, all I'm telling you is you're feeling tired, you're feeling fatigued, you're feeling sleepy. Of course, those are also symptoms of other things. The symptoms of insomnia, haujalala vizuri, or you're stressed at work. Those are also some of the symptoms as well. Or you're feeling that your mood has changed, or you feel that things are not going, you are not feeling as sharp. Some people come and say, Doc, I'm not feeling like I concentrate very much. I used to be like a blade, saizi. Mimi ni kajembe.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, so they're a bit vague, so that's why. And you know, it affects a lot of your body. We just think it's just the snoring that is a problem, but a lot of people may have like cardiac problems, heart problems, chest problems, memory problems as well, you know, and that's where now you get doctors referring and saying, nimepatia huyu mgonjwa all the medications for hypertension, but something is not working. They come to us and we diagnose sleep. They come into the office, and Ananiambe gives me the story, I dissect the story, and then now we do the testing. And then now we give solutions for treatment afterwards.
So talking about diagnosis, how is it done? What tests are involved?
So it's very interesting. So the first thing is to hear what the patient says. Anasema A, B, C, and you ask, is the bed partner there? They say X, Y, Z, and you put the story together. The second is to check how this person is sleeping, how this patient is sleeping. So you do what is called a PSG, a sleep test. So you either go to the sleep lab, which we have at the Sleep Diagnostic Center, or we give you an at-home sleep study. So we attach certain things to your body. They can tell us, we attach them to the head. They tell us the stages of sleep. They attach them to the eyes, whether you're in REM sleep, that's a part of sleep that you're dreaming. They attach them for your nose to check about breathing, your throat to tell us about snoring, and to your abdomen to see if there's any effort, and to your muscles to see if there's restless leg. So all these attachments. Now they go to a monitor when you're sleeping, and then we give you a report at the end of the night. So now we can tell you slept well, alafu, you're also snoring, and the sleep apnea, your numbers are greater than 5. Anything less than 5, normal. 5 and above, abnormal. 30 is where we find it severe. And between 5 and 15 is mild, 15 and 30, moderate, above 30, severe. So we get the number and we tell you, hii ndio shida. We can now tell you how bad it is. And this is the number that we're using.
So for this one, above 30?
Anything above 5 is abnormal. So now we say, how abnormal is it? Is it mild? Is it moderate? Is it very severe? Because you know that also affects the treatment.
By the time you're saying it's abnormal, what symptoms?
So what abnormal is it? That your throat is collapsing more than 5 times in an hour. Or it's collapsing 30 times in an hour. or 60 times in an hour. And you know the biggest problem with your throat collapsing is that you stop breathing, oxygen goes down, carbon dioxide goes up. So that is why we are worried, because how long is it doing that for? And your body requires oxygen. Your brain requires oxygen.
So is it the same case as can we now identify it with the choking also?
Yes. So now we
sleeping?
ask,
Yeah.
are you choking at, we ask the bed partner. Is he choking at night?
Unachukua kazi mingi.
Yes, ama mgonjwa pia yeye anaweza sikia. They can say, I find that I suddenly wake up at night ni kama sina hewa.
Okay.
Not a panic attack, ni kama sina hewa. If wake up like I'm feeling like I'm choking. Those ones they can tell you. Yes, and then it clicks, he's having an apneic episode.
Okay.
And then now we do the testing, the PSG. That tells us how bad it is.
So PSG means what?
It's a long, you know, we like long Latin words.
Sasa si umetupoteza hapo kwa PSG.
Polysomnogram.
Okay.
Yes, and the test is called polysomnography. So that tells us how bad it is.
Okay.
And then you do step 2, which is called a drug-induced sleep endoscopy, sleep endoscopy in short, where we put medications in you and what is called propofol and midazolam, and then we put a small camera inside your throat. So you're put under anesthesia, so it is less version of anesthesia, what is called sedation, but sedation to sleep and sedation to snore.
Okay.
So tunakuwekea dawa, and then we put a small camera, so you're not feeling any pain, hakuna uchungu yote, and we check to see where it is where you are snoring from the nose all the way down to the throat. Which part is it? Is it blockage in the nose? Is it something at the back of your throat? Is it your large tonsils? Is it your tongue falling back? You know, all those things. It's a short procedure. It's a day case, unaenda afterwards, and it's not invasive.
Okay.
And that one now tells you, as the second answer, where is the snoring coming from? So that now we can do step number 3, treatment options.
Okay.
Yes.
And even before we get to the treatment options, so do we have different types of now sleep apnea?
Yes.
Can we talk about that?
It's interesting. So
Yeah.
how we sleep is very fascinating. Most people think that we sleep, when we go to sleep and when we wake up, it's one big block of sleep, but that's not true. You go through 4 stages of sleep. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and then REM, and then back. And you do that 4 to 5 times in a night. So it's very natural. You know it. From wake, you go to light sleep. And then you go to deep sleep. And then you go to REM sleep. REM sleep is where we dream. And then now you go back to light sleep, deep sleep, and then REM. And you do that 4 to 5 times in a sleep cycle. Usually around 90 minutes to 120 minutes is a sleep cycle.
Okay.
So the reason snoring is bad and the reason why sleep apnea is such a problem is because you're not going into deep sleep. Deep sleep is a sleep that is the most important for you. That's where your growth hormone is produced. Actually, our shoshos were correct. Children require to sleep because growth hormone is produced at night. So that you grow. And that's where you repair yourself.
Really?
When you do so much work, na ukilala, it is not the entire sleep that is important. It is the deep sleep. The other types of sleep are important for other things. REM sleep we think is important for memory, consolidation, una sort out vitu kwa kichwa.
True. Fantasize about
the future.
Do you get to see our dreams when you put the...
No, we don't see your dream. It will be fascinating.
You can make them come true.
We can't make them come true. So if you want to be a millionaire, unfortunately, we can't tell you that. Hatuwezi kukwambia. So sleeping affects the deep part of sleep. So when we take you to a sleep lab, we're also able to tell how much you sleep.
Okay.
Mtu akisema, doc, I only sleep for 30 minutes for the last 1 month. It is not possible. So we check all that stuff. Yes, yeah. And we can tell you, okay, unalala vibaya, unangorota, and the second test, where you are. And so the different types of sleep apnea are obstructive sleep apnea, which is what I'm interested in, and which most ENT surgeons are interested in. That's one where it blocks. And there's a different one that is called central sleep apnea. This is even the most scary one, where your brain forgets to breathe. But it's very rare.
Okay.
Very rare. Very
So now
rare.
you breathe, you stop, you breathe, you stop.
Yes, and there's where your brain actually forgets to breathe when you're asleep. So you can imagine the patient is awake for very long. So but it's very rare. Those ones we don't see very often. Those are the two different types of sleep apnea.
Okay.
Yes.
And do we still now set like 8 hours as the correct hours you need to sleep?
So that's a very interesting question, because we think about sleep like how you eat. Does somebody say that how much food should I eat? And the answer to that is it varies. Male, female, pregnant, lactating, umefanya kazi, are you a footballer, are you a rugby player, are you a child, or are you during COVID when you're not doing much, uko tu nyumbani, you get? So 8 hours is just an average, but everyone requires different amounts of sleep. Of course, the child needs much more sleep than baby, needs much more sleep than the adult.
Yes.
But even you as an adult, the different days that you need different sleep. So sleep is like food, and you don't ask
There's
how
no
much.
standard.
There's no standard. You don't go to a restaurant at 5 o'clock and say, I am hungry, but you eat dinner at 7 o'clock. That 2 hours unachokoza waiters. Waiters are saying, do you want food? You say, no, I don't want food. I'm hungry. It doesn't make sense. Same thing as sleep. Some people say they go to sleep at 9, but wanalala at 11. Wanasema wako na insomnia. But actually, your sleep time is 11. Your bedtime is 9, but the time you sleep is 11. So just change your bedtime. And that fear of sleeping, that anxiety goes away as well.
So how do we differentiate between that insomnia and now sleep apnea?
And sleep apnea. So a lot of insomnia, because one of the biggest issues that people come with to the sleep center is insomnia, and they say they can't sleep. So the first question is, are you sleeping enough? You cannot say you have insomnia and you're sleeping at 3 and waking up at 5. 5
a.m. Like sleeping at 3 a.m. 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. That's the sleep deprivation. That is not sleep insomnia. You're depriving yourself of sleep. Okay, that happens. Campus students, ukiwa na exams, when you are nervous and all that stuff. You're ukiwa stressed as well. Sleep insomnia is that sensation that I'm in bed, I've done everything that I can to sleep, but I'm feeling like I can't sleep, or I'm feeling unable to, if I wake up in the middle of the night, to go back to sleep. Or my wake up time is way too early. So that is insomnia. And a lot of it is due to a difference between your bedtime and your sleep time. Those can be different things. You might find that your bedtime is 9 o'clock, but your sleep time is 11. So you're in bed for 2 hours. Unasema uko na insomnia. Hapana, change your bedtime. It is okay to change your bedtime to your time that you sleep, so that changes even the mentality, because a lot of people with insomnia have a fear of an anxiety of sleep. They say, nikienda kulala, will I really sleep? Will I wake up and toss and turn? So it becomes like performance anxiety. Can you imagine? Like you're putting so much pressure on yourself. Will I sleep well today? And then it becomes like a prophecy as well. So you need to do, now that's what sleep hygiene is. All those things that you need to do to reduce the anxiety ya kulala. And there's just a set of actions and behaviors, and a lot of them are vitu kama don't take alcohol before you sleep. Don't smoke before you sleep.
But there are some who say, I have to take it so that I can get sleep.
Exactly. But if you look at their sleep pattern, they have a shortened REM sleep. So their REM is shortened, or their sleep onset is shortened as well. Don't smoke before you sleep. Obvious things like have a comfortable mattress, have a dark room, have no light, have no sound. Others are not as obvious. You can exercise in the evening, but not so close to bedtime. You get, meditate. Others read the Bible. Even that reading of the Bible, you're just there with a word and it's meditate. That's a form of meditation.
And there's one I need to ask even before you continue. Squeezy, especially Twitter Spaces at night. We're here
That
listening
is terrible. I kid you not. So how we sleep is very, so it's called blue light.
Okay.
What is happening? Light is entering our eyes and it is triggering melatonin to switch off. Melatonin is a hormone that we produce to, so how we, can I take one step
Please
backwards?
take us back.
So why we sleep is because there's a buildup of a molecule called adenosine. Where do we get adenosine from? From action. When I don't know if you remember your biology. Something called mitochondria.
Oh yeah, that I remember.
Mitochondria
produces
energy. The byproduct of energy is adenosine. It builds up in our brain. Okay. So at the end of the day, too much adenosine in our brain, unataka kusinzia. You feel like sleeping. So that's why I said your body will sleep. It will sleep. Now, how do we regulate it so that we sleep at night? When the sun goes down, there's no more sunlight getting into our eyes. Okay. Melatonin starts being increased in our body. So melatonin says, okay, now we have enough adenosine, it's time to sleep. So that's why we sleep at night. And when the sun rises up, melatonin imeisha, unachangamka. Okay. So what do our phones do? It produces light into our eyes. What does our body say? We don't need any more melatonin. Yeah. So now, your melatonin starts going down and you find that your insomnia starts going up. Okay. You have difficulty sleeping. So hiyo kulala, for those who have difficulty sleeping, we say put your phone away. Yes. Weka kando. Some even, they put their phone to charge, not in the bedroom, because they will go and reach out for it. So computers, don't have a TV. That's sleep hygiene. Yeah. Sleep hygiene are just activities to help you relax and reduce that anxiety and to make it in such a good mood that ulale. Okay. Even eating in bed. There are people who they want to now read the finance bill in bed. Like,
because they nakupea pressure.
Nakupea pressure. You know, you're angry at this, you're angry at that, you're saying all sorts of things. But you can imagine that weight. Yes. Or reading legalist documents. When I read your title, such heavy things just before you go to bed. You should read something light. So you want your body to calm down. That is sleep hygiene. And there's an entire field, not of medicine, but of wellness around sleep hygiene. And
I want people to even tell us, please text us and WhatsApp us on 0759-434389. Let us know, what are the sleep hygienes that you guys are practicing at home? Are we even practicing them?
Yes.
And back to you, Doc, now, as we're talking about sleep apnea, we want to know the risk factors. So how does it affect our health and well-being at large?
So, the risk factors, number one, some of them are, we've felt them before. Obesity. Okay. Yes. A large neck circumference, because now that collapses.
Really?
Yes, yeah. That's a thing. That's a thing, yes. And that's why men snore more than women. Increasing age, that's why being male. And then now anatomical things now. Blocked nose, polyps, sinusitis. Tonsils, adenoids, large tonsils, large adenoids. Those are things inside the throat. Your tongue is falling at the back of your throat. Small jaw, those are all
small jaw.
Yes. So when your jaw is small, your throat collapses to the back of your throat. Your tongue collapses the back of the throat. Yes, yeah. Okay. So now part of our work as surgeons is opening up space, creating space. Yes, yeah. So those are some of the risk factors for sleep apnea.
And there's one actually. Yesterday I was talking to my brother-in-law, and he was like, me, I only snore when I'm kama nimelala vibaya peke yake.
Yes.
Hakuna time nyingine mu snore.
Yes. And he's also very true, because one of the two things that are environmental is alcohol. So that's why a lot of people who snore, the worst time is over the weekend ukichukua pombe. Number 2, sleep position. He's very right.
Okay.
Most people snore when they lie on their back, but on the sides, iko sawa. So ask him.
Okay.
Yes,
So
and
it's
we
a
call
thing.
it elbow therapy. So the partner anagonga, alafu you change position kidogo, uko sawa.
Aki doctor, I'm like, hey, what is this elbow therapy?
Elbow
That was the
therapy.
next question.
Inaitwa elbow therapy. Unagonga, anaamka.
And before we go on a break, there's this one question. Hi, my name is Jojo. Since childhood, I've had a bad sleep pattern, and I'm told I snore. I can fall asleep at any time, and I can't avoid. I just sleep, and if someone happens to wake me up when I'm asleep, I get agitated. What could be the cause?
Yeah. So, like, she's already saying that number 1, akona excessive daytime sleepiness.
Okay.
So passive acts, she's sleeping. Okay, so there are many things that can cause excessive daytime sleepiness, including insomnia. But she's also saying that when she's told that she snores, and when she can sleep anywhere, so easy sleeping. So she might be having obstructive sleep apnea, and she'd require to see an ENT, and we take her through those steps. Okay. Yeah. So it could be obstructive sleep apnea.
One more. Is it good? Smooth music okay to listen to during sleeping?
So there's an entire genre of music dedicated to sleep. Some listen to rain sounds. Some people listen to flowing music. Some want to listen to word. Others want to listen to something, as you say, it's smooth. All that is part of sleep hygiene.
Good.
So he's already practicing good sleep hygiene.
On the right track.
The thing about sleep hygiene is, does it work for you or not? For some people it works. For some others, the particular things may not work. You may have a bed partner, then they want silence. So you can't put music. But you may also just need a comfortable mattress, or you may need pure darkness. Or like a very thick curtain that doesn't allow light inside. A lot of that is sleep hygiene.
And we'll talk about this more. Hapa tunataka tu tuende break kidogo hivi. We are coming back with more. Let's now we will delve deeper into treatment options. Tuone kama this elbow therapy will work out. You know, we just want to see, can we treat sleep apnea? That's the most important thing. And don't go too far. We'll be right back. Remember the WhatsApp line is 0759434389. Also on our social media platforms at KTN Home, at Ali_Zaitun on Instagram. Let us know where you're watching from and some of your sleep hygienes. Don't touch that dial.
Wapwani mpo, Kilifi na Kwale tumewasili. Sasa unaweza burudika na Star Times DTT kila maeneo ya miji ya Kilifi na Kwale. Wasiliana na customer care kwa nambari 0719 077 077 hivi leo. Upate taarifa zaidi pa kununua DTT Star Times decoder. Star Times, enjoy digital life.
Je, unajua unafaa ku-update token meter yako? Steps ni 2 tu, kureset na ku-update. Kenya Power watakutumia message iko na code, alafu unaziweka kwa token meter yako.
Ukipata ujumbe kutoka Kenya Power, yani SMS, weka kodi ya kwanza kureset, alafu weke kodi ya pili ku-update ili token meter yako iendelee kufanya kazi kama kawaida. Update token meter yako. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na Kenya Power and Lighting Company.
Wapwani mpo, Kilifi na Kwale tumewasili. Sasa unaweza burudika na Star Times DTT kila maeneo ya miji ya Kilifi na Kwale. Wasiliana na customer care kwa nambari 0719 077 077 hivi leo. Upate taarifa zaidi pa kununua DTT Star Times decoder. Star Times, enjoy digital life.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, remember this is Health and Wellness. My name is Zaitun Ali. Thank you for staying tuned right here at KTN Home. And the topic of discussion is sleep apnea together with snoring and sleep hygiene. Joining me still in studio is Dr. Ian Masharia, an ENT as well. And he's been talking about sleep hygiene. What is this sleep apnea we're talking about? The kind of therapies that we need to look at. And right now, this second part of the show, we just want to delve deeper into the treatment options. But before then, what happens, Daktari, when we don't treat this sleep apnea?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, sleep apnea, we are blocking the throat, oxygen is going down, carbon dioxide is going up.
Okay.
And what is happening, you're depriving your organs of oxygen continuously. Number two, you're having sleep fragmentation. You're changing your sleep pattern. So you find like your heart is stressing itself, hypertension, heart failure. You get your lungs are also pressuring themselves as well.
Okay.
So you're getting a lot of fluid inside your lungs. You find that your brain is not getting enough nutrients. You know, the nutrients of the brain is oxygen. So you find that memory goes down. In older people, you find early onset dementia. And then there's some others who have metabolic problems.
Okay.
So you find that their diabetes is becoming more difficult to treat, or you find that their metabolic syndrome is getting worse. So obstructive sleep apnea now affects that. And we should never forget about the mental health of the partners.
Exactly.
Because that is now, and we call it sleep divorce, because you get people who are saying, I love you, but we're going to sleep in different bedrooms. And the social stigma that comes up with saying that you sleep with your partner, but in different bedrooms. Yes, it may help you, but now socially you find that, siwezi sema. So that affects your mental health as well.
Yeah, for the partner. Now
for the
let's
partner as
even
well,
talk
yes,
about the mental health of the patient himself.
Yes,
okay,
yes,
or
yes.
herself.
Or
But
herself.
You know,
Yes, it is possible to have ladies
they can
as
even
well,
go
yes.
through depression based
Yes,
on
yeah.
this. You can talk about that as well.
So the thing is that what happens is that you are being told that you have a problem and your problem is affecting me, and it's affecting your energy during the daytime. But what does depression also do? It also affects your energy during the daytime and your nighttime as well.
Yeah.
So you're having this cycle of depression, insomnia, and sleep apnea. That is also a cycle that is very difficult to treat. Because it affects your mental health, you might... Sleep apnea does not lead to depression, but it can make it worse. Sleep apnea will not lead to anxiety, but it can make it worse. So that is now where now you come in and we are told, Daktari, please sort out this patient's sleep apnea so that we can make it better for the underlying, what we call comorbidity. Yeah, whatever is in the background, we can sort it out better if you, Daktari, can do your job.
And in most cases, they go hand in hand with insomnia.
And yes, because the patients also now feel I'm not sleeping well, and the perception of sleep as well.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
And we've discussed about, commonly it gets to people who are older in age. Let's talk about it when it comes to children. We also have 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds with the condition.
So those ones, interestingly enough, the younger the child, the more likely it is to be anatomical. And usually there are two things. Something blocking at the back of the nose that we call adenoids, and something blocking in the throat that we call tonsils. All children have them. The difference is how big they are. And when they're so big, affecting breathing, so you're no longer breathing with your nose, you're breathing with your mouth, what we call mouth breathing. You're having multiple collapses of your throat at night. The parents bring the patients to us. And we diagnose them, we take a look inside their throat, we might do an x-ray, we might do an endoscopy to take a look inside the nose and the throat, and we diagnose him with enlarged adenoids and enlarged tonsils. And those ones, we start with medication. If it doesn't work, then we move off to surgery and remove the adenoids and tonsils.
Yes.
Within a week, wako sawa. And they never have that problem. So with children, it's 90% of the time, anatomy and surgery cures that.
Okay.
Na wako sawa kabisa.
So enough about the risks. Kila mtu anataka kujua. How do we treat it?
What can be done?
What can be done?
A lot of things.
Yeah.
Number one, your sleep hygiene.
Okay.
Number two, your lifestyle. Number three, CPAP. I'll talk about that.
Yes.
Number four, surgical options. And number three, also dental options as well.
Okay.
So let's start
Let's expound.
Let's expound. So let's start with sleep hygiene. That one I've already said. There are
Yes.
many things that you can do.
Yes.
What about lifestyle? One of the biggest causes of sleep apnea is obesity. So losing weight. If you can lose weight either by movement, nutrition, you go to your bariatric surgeon, that inasaidia sana. And a lot of other things. You stop your alcohol, you stop your smoking, lifestyle. You sleeping on your side instead of the back, inasaidia. And also having good sleep patterns. So usually that is lifestyle. So that helps some people. And then now you go to this other group of people that require more. Some of the things, remember I've said it's vibration and collapse. So there's a device that is called CPAP.
Okay.
So we've diagnosed you have sleep apnea, you have collapse of your throat. So a CPAP is a mask that is connected to a machine via a hose. And what it does, it produces a continuous stream of air under pressure, which keeps your airway open at night. Okay. And if you use it every night, and it keeps and it's fantastic. You feel like your energy is up, your concentration is up, no more snoring, no more vibration, no more collapse, and all those negative effects, hizo madhara zote zinaisha. Yes, so that is CPAP. Okay. And it works very well. But you have to use it every night. Every single night? Yes, yes.
That's uncomfortable.
So it has its positives and negatives. Yeah. The positive is that it's the gold standard. Okay, but part of the negatives that you're using it every night, and you may have a bit of dryness in the nose and a bit of dryness in the mouth as well. But once you get, and because it's an equipment, it requires maintenance, and of course, because it's an equipment, you need to buy it as well.
Yes.
And they're trying to make them affordable now, you know, but it is the gold standard.
Okay.
That is what we
have. And you get to use
standard.
this when umefika stage yenye.
Okay, if it's very severe, and if you don't want the other options as well. Because remember what I said, that is option number 3.
Yes.
What about option number 4? Surgery. Some people don't want that option, but that's now where some of us as ENT surgeons now come in now.
Okay.
What surgical options do you have? Everything from the nose down to your voice box. So if your nose is blocked, we go in, straighten the nose. You have turbinates, we reduce the turbinates, trim them. Ukuna shida ya sinusitis, we clean that up.
Oh, sinus is another problem.
As long as you're blocked in your nose, we have to open that up. If your adenoids are a problem at the back of your nose, we remove that. Coming down to the palate, we tighten the palate. The tonsils, remove the tonsils.
Yes.
And rearrange the muscles, what we call pharyngoplasties. There are things that we call extension pharyngoplasties, barbed pharyngo, all sorts of surgeries we can do on the sides of the throat. And then you go now down to the tongue, the base of the back of the tongue, reduce the size. Lingual tonsils, remove them.
Okay.
Even your epiglottis, you can trim it just a bit.
Epiglottis ilikuwa gani?
Epiglottis ni hapo ndani. So you can see all those things. And that's why we check. We do the sleep endoscopy to see where, because you can have one level surgery or multi-level surgery. And that is very fascinating, you know. Of course, for a surgeon.
Yes, for you, I get now why people don't opt for that option.
Yeah.
But you also mentioned about dental.
But now you can imagine now also, because it's a surgical option, some patients feel that I don't want to have a device with me all the time.
Exactly.
I want to be done for once, alafu iishe.
Okay.
You get?
Okay.
Or maybe you're young, or maybe you have, your partner doesn't want a mask, or you don't want a mask around yourself, or you
True.
just want one-stop shop, you know. So we get all sorts of patients saying, for me, yes, I know my problem, but can this work for me? And then we work with the patient to say, okay, for your problem, I think this would be the best.
Okay.
Or, but maybe you don't want the best, you want second best because of A, B, C. Or the patient says, me, I know myself. This will work.
Yeah.
And they work, and they go out and do gym.
Okay.
And then the last thing is sometimes some patients like dental devices, what we call mandibular advancement devices. So the devices that you wear inside your mouth, and they attach to the bottom of your jaw, and then they push the jaw forward at night. So that prevents your tongue from falling back. Yes,
you had mentioned
but remember,
about
it's a dental
having a short-
device.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, it's a dental
Hey,
device.
nilikuwa
Yes, yeah.
kidogo nikuulize, what do my teeth?
Have to do. It's the jaw. Because teeth are attached to your jaw.
Yeah.
So that's why it's dentists who are in charge. Not many dentists do that. We're hoping. And also part of this show is
Yes.
also just to give awareness, not just to patients, but also to healthcare workers, that these conditions can be treated.
Yes.
And there's an entire huge space for dentists, ENT surgeons, physicians, neurologists, psychiatrists, psychologists, pediatricians, sleep wellness. There's a huge space that we need to sleep technicians, you know. There's a huge space, sleep researchers.
Okay.
Because we need to develop sleep societies in this country. Yes.
Okay, let me take a few questions here. Hello, I'm Kate, watching from Rwaka. I really love the program. Thank you, Kate. So I'm asking the doctor, there are times I sleep at 10 p.m., nice sleep, and by the time 3 o'clock is, by the time we get to 3 o'clock, the sleep is completely gone. Is this healthy? Because now I wonder, what am I supposed to do until 5 a.m. when I'm supposed to go to wake up for work now? Yeah. So from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m.
So that one,
is that
that one
okay?
has early awakening.
Okay.
So for some people, it's a problem.
Yeah.
For others, they feel that, you know what, there's something extra I can do with that extra 2 hours instead of lying in bed. So now it depends on whether it's a problem or not. If it's a problem, then we see if we can shift the bedtime a bit later.
Okay.
So that at least you can hit your desired awake time. Or is there anything extra you can deepen your sleep so that you can sleep for longer? Or we just accept that actually your chronograph is, your chronophobia is...
She's an early riser.
She's an early riser, and we accept it, and we
It's a
say,
good one.
and we say, here, see, shida. It all depends on how we look at it, and that's why, remember I said psychiatrists and psychologists matter a lot,
that's where they
because
come
also how you view your sleep matters a lot.
That is true.
Yes.
You can be very productive, by the way,
Yes.
at 3 a.m.
Yes,
try
exactly,
and find
exactly.
activities
Yes, yeah.
to do. There's one tulipoteza here. Hi, Doc. Good program there. I didn't get the difference between sleep time and bedtime. And
yes.
number 2, apnea and insomnia. And also, this one is saying, I always lose sleep at 3 a.m. no matter what time I sleep. So pia uni early riser mwingine,
Yes,
but
early
just
riser,
differentiate
yes, yeah.
that too.
So number
Yeah.
1, bedtime is the time you go to bed.
Yes.
Sleep time is the time you sleep. And so what we usually ask the patient is, what time do you go to bed? 9 p.m. What time do you usually fall asleep? It takes me 5 minutes, it takes me half an hour. Most people wanajua. They'll say, take 1 hour to sleep, or I take 2 hours to sleep. That means your sleep time is 11 p.m. and your bedtime is 9 p.m. Kuna tofauti. That's it. And then we'll ask, what time do you wake? So what is your wake up time? So most people have a consistent wake up time, 5 o'clock, 6 p.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. So that is the first question. The second question, and the reason it matters is in terms of insomnia. Number 2, the second question is the difference between snoring and apnea. Snoring is
the difference between apnea and insomnia.
The difference between apnea
Yes.
is that you have collapse of your throat as you're sleeping. Insomnia is inability to go to sleep
Yes.
or difficulty maintaining sleep. What patients say is that I can't sleep. So we ask, now our consultation is to find out what exactly is it. Ni kulala, ama unaamka mapema, ama ukiamka mapema huwezi lala kabisa, or maintenance, you know. So that's the difference between apnea and insomnia. And you can have both of them.
Or you can have, they can go hand in hand.
Yes.
Okay, at least we've answered that. Now, sleep time ni ile saa, naturally you just sleep.
Yes.
So you can extend your bedtime to become now your new sleep time.
Yes, and remember I said think about it like food.
Yes.
You don't go to the restaurant at 5 and you stay in the restaurant mpaka 7 and you eat at 7. Think about it like that. Yes.
Okay. That is well answered. Another one. Hi, my name is Paris. I have a history of nasal polyps more than 15 years now, with more than 10 operations and a problem of recurrence. Kindly assist with an ENT specialist who can help me enjoy good quality lifestyle. I live in a world of no smells. Say no more. You're here, doc.
So that, remember I said nasal obstruction?
Yes.
So your nose is blocked, you now start breathing with your mouth.
Okay.
And now that gives you a lot of sleep apnea challenges and snoring challenges as well. The treatment is to get rid of the polyps, the nasal polyps, so she can come to our facility and to an ENT surgeon, and we see, is there any reason why they are recurring? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's, what about the 10 operations she said she did?
Yeah, so now that is much easier to be discussed in a consultation, because what happens is that we want to know what type of surgeries. Were they all polyp surgeries? Some were turbinates. Were they how extensive were they?
Okay.
You know, because sometimes you can do minimal first, maximum surgery. Are they coming back in a particular sinus? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is possible to be sorted out.
Okay, that's nice.
Yes.
Here, this one is for you, Dr. Great conversation there. Dr. Macharia is a brilliant ENT surgeon. Kindly do more of such awareness shows. Very vital even to the healthy population, because prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I wish tungeacha jina tukwambia asante, but thank you so much for watching. We also have another one. What can I do if I can only sleep while watching a show, and once it pauses, I wake up and can only sleep again when it's back on?
Yeah. So now those are the ones that now we have to remember I said sleep hygiene are behaviors.
Okay.
So how do we now change the behavior to now a healthy behavior? So now you work with now the patient and say, okay, can we break this? Of course, some of these things, you don't break them immediately.
Yes.
You go in baby steps and you see some patients, they can do cold turkey. You tell them what needs to be done and it's done. Some others, unaenda pole pole, so that you can now go to healthy sleep hygiene.
Okay.
Yes.
And at Sleep Diagnostic, you guys train guys?
Yes.
So
So we
I'm
have
sure
guys available for that. Yes.
Utawaambia mali
Yes.
watakupata. I'm Samuel from Embakasi. For those who work at night, that's a good one.
Yes.
What can they easily suffer because okay. I think he meant for those who work at night, they suffer because they get no sleep at that time.
Yeah.
So wanakuja wanalala asubuhi. How can we help this one?
So now those are called shift workers.
Yes.
So shift workers are in the security sector. So think about your police, your intelligence sector, your military guards. Think about healthcare workers, because the hospital is 24 hours. Think about aviation. What we do about them is that things that we can do for sleep hygiene during the morning, instead of at night, during the morning, but your curtains are your best friend. Your bedroom is your best friend. Dark curtains, comfortable bed, and it's okay to take naps.
Okay.
Shift workers, it's okay to take naps.
Saya shift.
No. Out of shift. Out of shift.
Okay.
Out of shift, yes. Because they usually sleep shorter periods, so they might take naps during the day as well. Yeah.
Okay, so it's possible.
It's possible, yes.
And is it just always, you call them
Adenoids.
Adenoids?
Yes.
They are produced, in the morning.
Adenosine.
Adenosine.
So the molecule is called adenosine.
Exactly.
So we all produce adenosine, and it builds up as your day continues.
So it is
you
produced
must
in the morning.
sleep. No. So
at night.
As long as you are awake,
okay,
adenosine starts. So think about it like a brick.
Okay.
Like you're walking up a mountain, and as long as you are awake, you're just putting bricks in your bag. And at the top of the mountain, you must put your bricks down.
Okay.
So that is the same thing. Adenosine is building in your brain as you are awake. and then time ya kulala,
Enough.
you put,
good.
and then it dissipates from your
Okay.
brain.
Now well
Adenosine
understood.
is super important.
So
yes.
the last one, Ata, we are winding up. Hello, the program is so educative. A 10-month-old baby with nocturnal upper airway secretion. Kindly advise as you tell them where to find you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if there are a lot of secretions, it could be other things, sleep problems,
Yes.
reflux problems as well. Usually we ask to see your pediatrician first, and then now if they think it's a sleep issue, then they can come and see us. But adenoids and tonsils can be part of the problem.
Okay.
Where do you find us? You'll find us at
Yes.
the Sleep Diagnostic Center. That's in Kileleshwa. Do I need to give the phone number?
Yes, you can. Kindly give theirs, and someone also wants your number.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the Sleep Diagnostic Center, I'm very sorry, but I have to read it out.
Okay.
0768 824 184.
Okay. 07 again?
0768 824 184.
Sawa, alafu pia online tutawekea the number. You guys can reach out to Dr. Ian Masharia.
Yes, yeah.
And what's your number as well, and where can they find you just for ENT services?
I won't be able to give my personal number
Okay,
online.
they can get you there.
Yes, but you can find me there. Yes.
Okay, sawa,
Asante
sawa.
sana.
Asante. Thank you so much for coming
Yes.
and for sharing this amazing topic. Imekuwa very unique. I've enjoyed. At least
Yes.
now we know what
At
we
least
can
we
do
know.
in terms of our sleep hygiene.
Yes.
Nimengoja mniambie, what are your sleep hygienes? Nasikia tu watu sleeping with the music on, sleeping with the movie on. But yes, we can learn a lot from this. And you can find this episode also on YouTube at KTN Home. You can also find us at KTN Home on all social media platforms, and at Ali_Zaitun. That is on Instagram, and on Twitter it is at Zaitun Ali. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. See you later.